Right, there's been a lot of talk recently about Scientology and music. Yes, I've fallen down a Scientology rabbit hole, especially where music's concerned. Now, it all kind of kicked off a few months ago when Linkin Park decided to replace Chester with Emily Armstrong. And, well, Emily's a Scientologist, and, well, a few people took issue with Emily being a Scientologist, and quite rightly so. There's a load of stuff online about it. I'm not going to go into it this time. I've already made a video about it. Feel free to go and check it out. But then the whole Scientology thing took a real dark turn when it was discovered that Stephen Ridley, this dude...
Check it out! And can you feel the love tonight? Same chords! And I find myself in times of trouble.
Was using his scummy piano courses to lure young women into the clutches of the Scientology cult. I made a couple of videos about that as well. Feel free to go and check them out. There's details. It's dark AF. Links in the description. So anyway, since I've kind of become the poster boy for music related Scientology stuff, thanks to my good buddy Natalie over at Life After a Cult, link in the description for her channel if you want to check out the work that those guys do. It's absolutely amazing. I've been getting a ton of messages. I've been getting a ton of messages about this musician being a Scientologist and that musician being a Scientology, and, you know, how it affects everything and what's going on. And, well, I did some research for a change. And it turns out that the Papa Bear of the Space Mormons was, in fact, a musician himself. Yes, it turns out L Ron Hubbard, MC L Ron, was a prolific musician. Turns out that if you invent your own religion, you can release as many records as you want and nobody can stop you. So, having nothing else to do, I immersed myself into the official Scientology homepages praising L Ron Hubbard's musical skills, and of course, you know, they were completely objective and impartial. I really like these guys. I do, really. I mean, they're so incredibly ridiculous. To me, they're more a band of comedians than a serious threat or anything. So here, today, you're going to find the definitive guide to L Ron Hubbard's greatest hits. If you're looking for absolute musical atrocities, then look no further. You have found them. But first, this guy. Hi, it's Andy from the future. Just like to take a minute to ask a huge favour. YouTube at the minute is more competitive than ever. There's so many channels out there and it's really hard to get videos in front of people these days. So, if you enjoy the video, it'd be pretty cool if you'd like and subscribe. It really does help out. Even drop a comment and say hi. I'll always do my best to say hi back. Anyway, back to the video. So, this is actually a quote from L Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology. It happens that a song is far more powerful than any blaster ever invented. L Ron Hubbard. I mean, we don't actually have any blasters, so he's right. So, the first one we're going to look at, The Apollo Stars, The Power of Source, 1974. This is Hubby's first recorded musical attempt at musical director on board the Apollo. I think it was a boat in 1974, while oozing through the ocean looking for a home. I'm sure the Scientologists can explain this better. Amazingly, the music is some quite vigorous Afro jazz. I can't think of a better way of putting it. But just look at this cover. I mean, you get a feel of the joyous atmosphere that must have reigned then. Man, do these guys look sad and afraid. It's just like they're expecting L Ron Hubbard telling them, "You messed up. Come into my room tonight for a little chat." I mean... Oh. Right, another thing I want you to notice from this cover is that L Ron Hubbard has the most impressive and expensive looking 20-channel mixing console, but he only needs to use 7 of the... Why didn't he use more? Well, kids, the answer probably lies in his revolutionary concept of proportionate sound. He discovered that to prevent sounds of the same pitch and timbre to cancel out. You just need to change the pitch and timbre. Who knew? So L Ron only actually needs a few channels on his little mixer to get the sound of this album, and it shows. Actually, the sound of this album is really cool. Lovers of that lo-fi mono basement rehearsal sound will love this. Now, this one's my favourite. L Ron Hubbard, Space Jazz, 1982. Hold on to your hats because this is going to get wild. This little 1982 gem, which featured renowned jazzer Chick Corea on the keys, actually wrote musical history. And for two reasons. First, the linear notes claim the first ever musical soundtrack to a book, which is namely L Ron Hubbard's own alleged bestseller, Battlefield Earth. So maybe they're right, who knows? But more important, its significance for electronic musical history. Ron employed a then wholly unexplored device, the Computer Musical Instrument, CMI, manufactured by Fairlight, which itself had not recognised the instrument's full potential. The CMI represented not a new form of synthesizer to replicate sounds, but a means of actually turning natural sounds into 13-note octaves. Yep, it's indeed pioneering work to use a sampler that's been out for 3 years and used by countless artists, and discovered that what it actually does is sampling. Fairlight must have been amazed when L Ron Hubbard told them, and of course 13-note octaves were indeed unheard of in musical theory until then. The intimate link between Hubbard and the instrument is embodied in the following charming little note that he wrote. You have a very charming circuit, and I am certain that we can co-vibrate to the astonishment and ecstasy of a vast audience. Well, I don't know if the audience is vast and ecstatic, except probably in Church of Scientology circles, where this is probably actually required listening. I feel sorry for you Scientologists, but at least it was quite astonishing when listening to this. Ron made this £20,000 machine look like some mid-80s toy keyboard, another one of his impressive feats. Alright, the next one up. This apparently, right, from what I can gather, this one is required listening to the Scientologists. L Ron Hubbard and Friends. The Road to Freedom, 1986. Now, this unfortunately was L Ron Hubbard's last musical effort, but fortunately, it's the best. Better than all the other ones, and man, they were great already. So what's this? Well, it's Hubby's legacy to this beloved world, where he puts all his interesting views into the music, applying everything he learned and probably a lot of stuff he didn't learn. The result is a really hard-sucking, mind-boggling, middle-of-the-road pop atrocity interspersed with Scientology slang, so, you'll love this. But there's something even better. So as to reach the most minds possible, Hubbard had it translated into several languages. I know the German one's terrifying. The lyrics are badly translated into English. I mean, they must have used like a primitive version of Google Translate invented by Hubbard. And then they're just gibbered unintelligibly by the original artists who, of course, had no inkling of the German language and pronunciation. This has two actual real advantages. It's incredibly deranged and funny. And number two, you can't understand all the bloody mind wash anymore. So, Ronnie, kiss my ass. I'm immune to your wisdom. Oh, and I nearly forgot, this is the only album where you can actually hear Hubbard's unforgettable singing skills on the very last song, where he thanks the listener for listening. And I mean, these thanks are well deserved. He also sings the very enlightening phrase, "I don't sing what I believe, I only give facts." But you'll probably be already brain dead at that point, so it doesn't matter. And then we've got this offering, L Ron Hubbard, Para-Scientology. All I know that this is just a blatant Scientology plug. It's Ronnie doing a lecture about some werewolves or some shit. So, L Ron Hubbard, I mean, master musician, I've proved it beyond all reasonable doubt. One of the master singers, mouth organ blowers, ukulele strummers, groundbreaking producers, music theorist and whatnot of our space and time. You can be entranced by his singing skills preserved on The Road to Freedom, where he tries to sing "Thank you for listening" in his incredibly ethereal voice that reminds me of an impotent donkey. Unfortunately, there's no room for all his other musical skills. I'd love to hear him play one of those vintage synths. I mean, that would have made my day. Rest in piss, you hack. And people wonder why nobody takes Scientology seriously. Now, there's plenty of other musicians who are notable musicians who are notable Scientologists, but none of them have ever actually managed to attain the greatness that L Ron Hubbard managed. And we've got Isaac Hayes, chef from South Park. Hello there, children. Sorry if that was racist, I didn't mean it to be. Beck, loser. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. I'm not sure about the Get Fresh crew, but Dougie Fresh was a Space Mormon. Shaka Khan, Edgar Winter, Billy Sheehan, that one surprised me. I thought he was cool. Charles Manson. I better stop there. This is like my third Scientology video, and I, you know what? These clowns have only got so much patience. It's not going to be long before they've got a space contract out of my ass. Anyway, stay away from cults, kids. I mean, not the cult. I mean, the cult are an awesome band. They sell Sanctuary. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry for the Scientology music, but this is what happens when you get up and when you get mixed up in this kind of thing. Space Jazz. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. Be mighty cool of you. And don't forget, I stream every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. It's just chatting about guitars, music and stuff like that. So come along and hang out. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and peace out.